Click, watch, and connect. I am Leilani Thugerson, and you are watching live at OceanClick TV. Good morning, everyone. Joining us today on our third live episode, our OceanClick CEO, Springzeal Daniel, and former training director and now our VP of Operation, Lourvie Sabijon. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, Lai.
Hello. So, allow me to start with you, Lourvie. What is the overall goal of OceanClick's training and development?
Okay, so for our training team, our main purpose is to be able to evaluate our trainees as well as educate them to make sure that they have the required KSAs, which is the knowledge, skills, and abilities that will enable them to do the required job in the workplace. We also want to ensure that they are provided with quality training. The quality training is very important to make sure that their potential and their talents are developed, and also that we can enhance their skills. And we also want to give them more knowledge, additional knowledge, so that we will be able to, or they will be able to provide us with innovative and creative ideas when they go to the workplace. Ultimately, the goal is that when they graduate, it is very important that they are able to do the job stress-free. So they can actually enjoy the workplace and not to be stressed when they're doing their job. And of course, the development does not end there. That's why we have restructured our organization. The training team now is under our development and growth, organizational growth and capacity department. They're under there now so that we will be able to continuously monitor our trainees when they're on the floor already. They become our regular employees. We'll be able to continuously monitor them, and we'll be able to make sure that they reach their maximum potential.
Okay. And how do you communicate that goal to a new potential trainee?
As the saying goes, a picture paints 1,000 words. Action speaks louder than words. So basically, what we actually do is to ensure that in our exercises, they're able to reach the goal. They're able to showcase their abilities and talents during the exercises that we provide them. We also separate them into different teams so that in each team, gauging by their potential, their abilities, they will be able to work together to complement each other so that we can be coordinated as part of our core values. We'll be able to work together as a team so that they can ensure better output. Also, we want to place curveballs along their way so that they will be able to deal with what is unexpected.
Now, can you tell us about the training design process of OceanClick?
Yes. As for the process, there is a 2-week training, module training, where the trainee is to absorb knowledge through the modules that are created by our trainers. Here with me is Springzeal Daniel. She actually is the one that created the training module for the real estate virtual specialists. So she created all those modules because she is our real estate expert, and she has worked in various real estate companies. So that's why she's the one who created that. It also comes with exercises so that we can gauge how much knowledge they are able to absorb. And after that, we will provide them with practical training 1 week. This is where they are able to apply the knowledge that they have learned, and they'll be able to apply it through an emulation of what the job is on the floor. Also, we'll be able to gauge it at this point how much they are able to use their own innovative approaches. And of course, the assessment. We have a practical assessment But we do not just assess the employees on their scores. We also assess their potential for growth.
So, moving on to you, Spring. What can a new potential recruit expect during training?
Well, with the training program that we currently have, with the right attitude, I do believe they can expect exponential growth. I mean, there's a lot of things to be learned if they are open for it, because it's not just a simple learning of a script or a simple learning of a product. The recruits that we are looking for are people who are critical thinkers. So our training program would really harness that critical thinking mind and give them skills, help them learn the tools. Because when you learn a tool and you have this critical thinking, you will be able to think, oh, this is what was taught to me, but maybe I could do this way. So it comes hand in hand. So for our training, we provide them with all the softwares, all the tools that they would need. And of course, we would challenge them by giving them exercises, practical exercises for them to really get to know the tools, the softwares that they will be using. So, exponential growth if they're in the training program with a heart to learn.
And what kind of skills are you training on?
Well, a lot of different skills. First, Lourvie has mentioned about me developing the module for real estate virtual specialist. So for a real estate virtual specialist, it's not just we do have executive virtual assistants. So it's that and more. Because to be an executive virtual assistant, we do email or we do, let's say, social media marketing, email management, CRM management. But with real estate, we also do listing management. So those kinds of skills are developed. Together with that, the fun part is they would also develop, because there's social media involved, they would also develop video editing skills, graphic design skills, so photo editing skills. Well, it's real estate, so it's not really editing, editing a person or that kind of editing, but real estate editing is more on a property, the exterior and interior of a property. So one thing that they would really learn is how to make the sky blue,
the
grass green, the lawn pretty, to remove unnecessary clutter from an interior of a house. So those are the things that they would learn. And video editing, it's quite fun. I mean, with our current social media now, we have short stories for Instagram, for Facebook, even LinkedIn right now, and Twitter, I think so. They have stories, and we can upload 15-second videos. So there's a lot of online tools that you could use to create those videos, to create those posts. So we provide them with exercises to use all those different tools that are available online. So a lot of skills can be developed here.
So what do you usually mark down during training?
Mark down?
For example, grammar or knowledge skills.
Well, I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. One is really critical thinking. That is really necessary. For example, there's a post, and it boils down to decision making, to thinking, would this post be better than this post? If I post this, you have to think like my audience, would this entice them or would this one be better? So that takes a lot of critical thinking because it's decision making. But then again, grammar is also very important. I'm very particular with grammar, especially with my background. I was teaching English for non-native English speakers for more than 6 years. So I'm very particular with that. And another is that I was an editor, a copy editor before, and I was editing scientific journals, scientific books by American, European scientists. So I was trained in the Chicago Manual of Style. So I'm very particular with the commas, the periods, and, for them to be grammatical. And it's very important to provide that kind of quality service to our clients, because we also want not just our company to say that we are professionals, but that the clients or the company of the clients we are providing services to are also companies that are professional. And what's as professionalism other than a correct comma, correct punctuation? So we are also very particular with that.
Yeah, also, to add to that, the most important is your resolve, your drive, drive to learn. Because your attitude. Because as I stated before, a lot of things can be learned. We are in a world of technology. You can just learn things online easily, but the drive to do that is something that is required.
That's what she's saying. I totally agree, because you can be really good at something, but if you don't have the drive, if you don't have the attitude,
it will be
it will just be wasted.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now at this point, I'll be opening up the comment section. So for our live viewers, so feel free to comment down anything you want to know while we answer some frequently asked questions given by our social media followers. So I'll be giving you some few questions here. Any of you can answer, okay?
No problem.
So the first question, what makes the OCVS training program different from other BPO training? Lourvie, do you want to answer it?
To be honest, if I am perfectly honest, I would say our training is actually a lot more intensive than a lot of BPOs. I hope people take this as a challenge and not as an obstacle, because to actually provide excellence, to be able to provide the best solutions to our clients' needs, we require a lot of critical thinking, as what Spring said, and good thought process. So we actually value thought process more than knowledge and abilities. Your knowledge, you can learn that through time. Abilities, you can do that with more practice. But yes, as stated before, your drive, as well as the ability to actually think outside the box, and the ability to think what is needed to be done during a given situation, that is very important. So it is definitely included in our assessments. So we always throw unexpected surprises in a lot.
The curveballs.
Yes, the curveballs. And we also have challenges like, well, we provide challenges like games and such.
Yes, the games. We do. So this is one thing that's quite unique here compared to other BPOs, because part of our training process, it's not, it's, of course, I know other BPOs, they do have games, like they do have physical sports and all that. And eventually we'll get there. But for now, we're trying to help our trainees develop the critical thinking mind. So we have games like Mastermind.
Yeah, Code Breaker.
Code breaking. So if that's something that you're into, that it's something fun that we do here. I believe you know this game?
Yes, I think I have. I've actually tried it, but I got eliminated.
So,
I don't even know.
so yes, those kinds of games, and
It's a tough game, though. It's
it
nice.
is, and
You
we're
really have to think. You really have to
Yes,
think.
that's very important.
But then it's fun at
Yeah,
the
it
same
is,
time,
it is.
right? You
Yeah.
felt like you wanted to do it again.
I
wanted
felt
to
all
see.
excitement. Like I really want to do that. I want to win. I need to think harder.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that was a part of the training
Yeah.
department's program.
That's also the kind of thought process that we want our employees to do when they're doing their job, not just when playing the game. Like, I want to do this. I want to get to this goal. So how am I gonna get there?
Yes, exactly. And I think we're thinking of other games to develop for our
Yes.
training
Coming
department.
soon.
Coming soon.
Okay, so for our second question, how would you deal with a low performance training?
Low performance training. Okay, so we did encounter that, that situation. So we always try to give them the best support that they can get. Everyone that we hired, we saw potential in them. So when something's amiss, like during assessment and they come up short, so we do give one-on-one coaching sessions. In fact, with our first wave, because they are our first wave, and I guess we were really pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits. And so we really did one-on-one coaching with them as well, because we knew that all of this is quite new to them. This is something that, I mean, there's no course in school that's providing this kind of learning. Like if you take different courses, even after you graduate after these different courses, you still don't end up with all the knowledge that we are providing here in our training. So this is really something new to them. So we did a one-on-one coaching session with each and every one of them.
Oh, that's good. Do you want to add?
Yeah, basically, we just want, when they're low performing, we just want to give them more attention because we want to know the root cause. Is it something to do with our training, or is it something to do with the learning curve of the person, or maybe that person is better suited somewhere else? So we have to check their potential. That's part of our assessment. Where are they better? Where are they lacking? So that if ever they might be better suited for a different department, then we can also recommend it.
Yes, I think we did that. And when we did that, like for example, we had a trainee that was better suited for a different department, and we saw that at the beginning of the training. And so we offered our trainee to try the other department, and she did, and now she's doing very well. That's also part of the training department's goal, to make sure that our trainees are suited, to the position that they're in.
Okay. So next question. What is the hardest part of being a trainer? Lourvie, do you want to answer?
I think I'm the best person for that is Spring, because as a training director, I don't actually do the training myself. So I just direct the trainers, but Spring is the one that actually trains them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So to do the actual training, you have to know. You have to get to know the trainees, right? You have to learn how to read the class, right? It is still a class. So, for example, you have 10 or more trainees. That's a lot of people. I mean, I salute all the teachers out there with 40
More than
students or 60 students or 65 students. That's a lot of students, right? So, for them to be able to teach everyone, because all of in a group of people, the learning curve is always different. There are some who learns faster than others, and some who learn slower than others. The thing with school, they have all the time in the world to catch up. But here, we only have 2 to 3 weeks training. So if the learning curve of a trainee is lower than others, then that is really challenging for me as a trainer, because I do want to move at a pace where everyone is, is following it's quite difficult when you are teaching something and
Especially there's a schedule.
there's a schedule to be followed. You're seeing blank faces at the beginning. But so as soon as you manage to get that sweet spot, your speed with your speed and the learner's speed, and then that's the challenge. But when you get there, then I think it's a win-win for both.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you share some tips on how to ace the training?
Actually, acing the training is really easy.
Yes.
I mean, I did say that the training was intensive, sure, but it's really easy because, as I said, the drive is all that is required. Yeah. So what you need is to just do research. So you have to be very proactive in your research. Yeah. Google is your friend.
Yes, Google is your friend.
During our assessments, we'd never have closed book assessments. So basically everything, so all the stuff we have, which is online, and all our trainees have access to this. All of this, they are able to just use and abuse even during assessment.
It's not like school where, your books are closed, you have to memorize everything. No. Here it's open notes.
So
open notes,
the internet,
open Google.
We provide them the internet.
You have
already
all the answers in the world. I mean, if you have a critical thinking mind and you have the internet, you should be able to ace it.
Yes, exactly.
You put your mind to it and you give your all effort, and I think you could also ace it. Right?
Yes, and we also encourage them to create their tools or use any tools they find in their internet to actually make the training, make their answers better, make their task faster. So if they find anything that will make it easier for them, go ahead.
Exactly.
We've learned a lot. Now, let's see if our live viewers left us some comments here. Let me just check it first. Just give me a moment, ladies.
Instagram.
Okay, let me check first. Okay, now from Darwiza83. What common challenges have you encountered during the training?
Common challenges?
Yeah.
I think we kind of answered that a bit, the schedule, pacing everything to make sure that the trainees have learned what is required from them, so that they're not left out, so everyone is able to go on the same pace, but at the same time not slow the training to the point of that the rest will have to wait for everyone else. So that's why we really need to, we are always trying to adjust to find that sweet spot, as Spring said.
Another from Florstone Reality. What do you think is the core challenge in being a real estate
virtual
solution
specialist?
Okay. Well, the core challenge is that real estate in the Philippines is not really that developed as compared to real estate in the US. So first and foremost, they have to learn the industry.
Yeah.
Because learning the industry is, that's in itself on top of all the other things that you need to learn. So it's a specialized kind of specialty. How do you say that?
It's a specialty that we don't usually encounter here.
Exactly. And so to be a real estate virtual specialist, not only do you have to learn real estate, but real estate in the US, and they do have their rules, they do have their paperwork, which they love so much, their disclosures, their listing agreements. And these are things that it can be learned. I mean, again, if you have the heart to learn, the willingness to learn, then you would still be able to learn.
It's still also online.
Yeah, and it's still also online. I mean, you don't even have to memorize it.
Yes.
For as long as you know how to think
And search.
and research, the task is quite easy.
Okay, now from Grisela Flores, how would you determine if a certain employee stands out?
Yeah, I think you can do that. I think you
Yeah.
can answer that.
Yeah, so what we do at the end of the training, we actually, the trainers and me as a training director, we actually got together and we have an assessment overview for all the trainees. As I stated before, we do not just assess them by the scores in their exams, but we assess them as well as regards to their potential. Like how much more can this employee develop, and what are the necessary things that is needed to be done to develop this employee better.
Okay. Do you want to add?
I think she said it very well.
Okay. Now from Cindy Lau, provide an example of a time when you successfully organized a diverse group of trainees to accomplish a task.
A diverse group of training. I think our trainees are always diverse.
They are.
Like, I mean,
They
we're not
come-
robots.
They come from different, like, let's say, educational background, from
Yes.
different courses. Because right now, we welcome everyone. We do believe everyone is trainable. And so I think some of them are from IT, some are from
English ESL teachers. Some of them are, like, there's even, I think, nurses.
yes, and there's from psychology, and so business. So a lot of different backgrounds. So that's, I believe, very diverse, and from different schools and universities.
But there is something universal in this kind of training, is that research is done everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
the knowledge can be gained, whatever type of knowledge it is. Every certain job that you're doing, you always require knowledge, and it's just a different kind of knowledge. So as long as you have this drive to learn more, that's why in Click we always want to be knowledge driven.
Yes,
As long as you have this
exactly.
drive to learn more, you will always be able to get there.
Now also from our Facebook Live viewer, Christine Tenido,
Okay.
share an experience you had in dealing with a difficult person and how you handled the situation. Spring?
With a difficult person. How do we define a difficult? How do we define difficult? Everyone has their own difficulties. Everyone has their own challenges. So what we did is we really sat down together. And for us, our trainees are not just statistics. They're not just numbers. They are human beings. They are peoples with potential for growth and development. So each of them have their pros and cons, their positive traits and traits that needs to be developed. So we sat down and really one by one went through all the trainees and discussed, like, how can we help this person develop this kind of skill and this kind of skill. So to say that they're difficult, I don't think that would
I don't
be
think
the
there
right.
is anything that's difficult.
Yeah.
Because the way I see it is that we provide them with opportunity.
Yes.
So that is up to the person to actually take that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're willing, if you are driven to take that opportunity that is provided to you, then you will never be difficult.
Yeah.
Because you'll always do your best. Otherwise, if you're not willing, then we understand each other that, oh, you're not willing to do this. So, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, it's really up to that person.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I don't think difficult person, but everyone has their strengths
and their
weaknesses.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
So, this would be our last question from our Facebook Live viewers. From Nathaniel Bacaro.
Okay.
What areas of training do trainees normally had a hard time doing?
Areas of training. Okay, yeah, there is one, especially it's something that's really quite new to a lot of people, and it's not something that is learned in school, and this is our multimedia skills. I mean, we have a different department for multimedia. Like, we have a department for video editing and graphic design and photo editing. But for real estate and social media specialists, not just real estate, right? But also for social media specialists, these skills are so important. So they have to know basic video editing, basic graphic
Jack
design,
of all trades.
basic photo editing. So for a lot of our trainees, this was something new, because when you say this company is a BPO, what usually comes to mind to a lot of people is it's like a call center type of thing. Customer service. But here it's not. It's social media specialists.
We're
it's
still
real
serving
estate
customers,
Yeah.
but in a different way, not through
It's still
answering calls.
business process. It's still a business process that is being outsourced, but a different kind of business process. So that includes all these skills that we're teaching them. So we're teaching them video editing, graphic design, photo editing, I mean. And for a lot of people, for some, it's really something new and interesting, and they really love doing it. But for some, it's quite challenging. Not actually for a lot. It's quite challenging because it's not common.
And you have to be creative.
You have to be creative.
Yeah, you also have a critical eye.
Yes. But still, these things can be developed.
Yeah,
Of course.
okay. Wow. Well, there you go. If you are interested to be part of our growing family, just send us your application letter and resume at hiring@oceanclick.biz, or you can visit us in our office at 2nd floor Pura Vida Multifunction Room, Washington Street, District 3, that's in Darwin, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. during weekdays. And please visit our website at oceanclick.biz and follow us in all our social media accounts. That's in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Don't forget to use the hashtag OceanClick as well. And do click and subscribe to our YouTube channel, OceanClick TV. Of course, before we end this episode, we are going to test how aligned your thoughts are. So let's play.
Aligned.
Yes. We are going to play the Jinx Challenge.
Okay.
How is this
So-
played?
I will be saying a category, and in the count of 3, you will say a word that best describes it together.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be giving you 5 categories.
I say.
Do we get a test run?
Wait. After the number 3, we say it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do a
Test run?
test run, of course, but you'll put your hands together. Don't worry. We're protected. We have alcohol here with us. So,
right.
you put your hands together.
Okay.
So
like
this one's a test run, okay?
Okay.
So first is caller. 1, 2, 3. Red.
Customer.
You meant color?
Caller.
Oh,
Caller.
I thought it's a collar.
It's not working.
Oh, it's a color. Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Now, this is the final. This is already...
Okay.
Let's do this, okay?
Okay.
Fruits. 1, 2, 3.
Mango.
1 point. Okay. Shapes. 1, 2, 3.
Heart.
2. Wow. Okay. So, superheroes. 1, 2, 3.
Black Panther.
I don't know. Okay. That was like he's the most famous, right?
Well, Nathan likes it.
Okay. Dangerous sports. 1, 2, 3.
Sky
diving.
jumping.
Okay. Last one. Holidays. 1, 2, 3.
Christmas.
Aw, 3 points.
High five.
Good job. Now you can use our
Thank
alcohol to be protected. So that's it. As we are about to end this show, I would like to thank our guests, Lourvie and Springzeal. Thank you so much, ladies. And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning with us. This has been Lailani Thugerson. Have a great day and happy holidays.
Holidays.
Happy holidays.